Welcome to FRC Media News for Thursday, July 7th, 2016. I'm Keith Tebow. On this week's show, we talk extensively about the employment opportunities at the Amazon Distribution Center, which will be opening its doors later this fall. We also give you details about the free lunch in the park program launched this week. And we also take a look inside the life of the city's animal control officer. But first, we're joined, as we are week in and week out, with Will Richmond, the digital news editor at the Herald News. Hey, Will, how are you?
I'm good, Keith. How you doing?
Good. How was your holiday, 4th of July last week?
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, we were both off last week. The A-Team is back this week, although we want to thank Don Amata, who's co-hosted this show before, and Joe Good from the Herald for filling in last week. So they did a great job, and hopefully we'll use them both again really soon. All right, well, let's get into some of the news items of the week. As I mentioned in our open, Amazon gave us more details about when it's going to be launching its operations and hiring its staff at the distribution center here on Innovation Way in Fall River. And, you know, after this long period, it's good to know that there's some finality to this, if you will, with the facility opening September 21st. And it was good to get all those details in line. And I guess fill in some people about some of the details if they don't know about it already. We'll have more later in the show, by the way.
Yeah, sure. It certainly, you know, it's been a long, like you mentioned, a lot of speculation going forward as people have been waiting for these job opportunities to officially open up. And there continues to be a lot of interest. I know heading into these briefing sessions, there were more than 600 people that had signed up, pre-signed up just to attend those sessions that were being scheduled. So word came out yesterday that the salaries will range in the area of about $12 to $15 an hour. It does sound like there'll be a lot of overtime opportunities, especially around the Christmas holiday season, which probably helps to drive it up to that average salary of about $35,000 that had been mentioned the last couple of months. As well, it looks like staffing is set where everyone who's employed is required to work one weekend day. So but it's only four-day work week. So you might have a Saturday included, and you'll work the 3 days prior to that, or a Sunday included in the 3 days after that as well. So that seems to be the early figures and details on what this job will look like.
Right. Also, people should know that applications will be accepted beginning July 22nd and 23rd, and that'll be online through the Amazon Jobs website. And as you mentioned, the breakdown in terms of the work week is 4-day work weeks, 10-hour days for those 4-day work weeks, and it'll also include holiday night opportunities. This is going to be pretty much a 365, almost 24/7 operation up at Innovation Way. So plenty of opportunities, and there's also some opportunities, and we'll have more about this a little bit later in the show, for non-warehouse possibilities for positions like IT and management. Is that correct? And I think that's already being done as we speak, right? Some of that application and hiring?
Yeah, that process began a couple months ago, where they started taking some of the more so-called management type positions and started that application process already. And now they're moving towards the fill-in of the warehouse fulfillment center type of roles.
Right. And you mentioned the information briefings which have been taking place even as we record this. There's one going to be held at Bristol Community College. It was held at 3 o'clock on this Thursday here at BCC. And the other thing that should be noted is the fact that the Fall River Career Center has really played a leading role in this, in terms of organizing these sessions and getting the word out through the city of Fall River. And, you know, even though the mayor had a press conference earlier this week, a lot's been going on with the Fall River Career Center. They've really been leading a lot of this charge, correct?
Yeah, and hopefully, you know, at least for Fall River's sake and the immediate communities, this is going to help to get a lot of that sort of direct connection with the Fall River Career Center will hopefully help to get a lot of Fall River people in these positions at the Amazon Center. You know, so hopefully that connection will really prove strong here.
Yeah. So great news on the job front here in Fall River as Amazon moving forward. It'll be open in a couple of months. September 21st is when the center will be open, and I'm sure there'll be a ribbon cutting of some sort before or around then. If you heard anything about that? Will?
Yeah, I don't know if I would certainly if I'd count on that. I recall when they started the construction work that the word was Amazon doesn't like to do the groundbreaking type of
Hmm.
ceremonies. They kind of just like to get to work,
That's it.
get people into position, and get operating. So my guess is I know that a similar one opened up earlier this year in Connecticut that handles, I think, even the smaller scale items that the Fall River one will. And that one, they got it open, and then a couple months after they had a chance, I think, to work the kinks out, is when they started to let the media and those types in to see how
Right,
it worked.
right. So no nonsense, just get right to work. So that's good. All right, next on the agenda, Mayor Correa also mentioned this week that the city will be seeking proposals for a marketing consultant to help in what it sees is the need for an ongoing and consistent branding campaign. Fill in the viewers about this effort.
Yeah, it's certainly, while I don't believe it's immediately tied in, the timing is certainly there in terms of the ranking from USA Today and the website 24/7 that put Fall River as the fifth worst place to live in the United States. So, there's long been the discussion of improving the image of Fall River, making it more of a draw to people from outside the area. And it looks like this is the time that the mayor, with the budget now completed, is moving forward on the concept of a branding strategy for the city. Certainly, it may help to counteract that type of ranking that it received. He did note in talking with Joe Good here that if you don't tell the city's story, someone tells it for you.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, that's what happened with this USA Today ranking. So that effort is underway. They'll be looking to have someone in the RFP determined by the end of August, I believe it is, and we'll see what goes from there.
And this is also part of what I know that Mayor Correa had mentioned will be an ongoing effort to market the city not only for economic development opportunities, but also tourism opportunities, as well as the mayor mentioned in the piece that was in the Herald, the opportunity to maybe create another signature event like Fall River Celebrates America, which had gone on here in the city for 25 years and ran out of gas and literally ran out of money through the Chamber of Commerce 5-6 years ago. So the mayor looking to do more of that. And I don't know if the city needs another signature event, but I think it would go a long way in helping in that marketing of the city and bringing some tourism dollars back into Fall River. And based on the editorial that ran in the paper today, it's also good timing with the work finalizing around the Route 79 area and the Braga Bridge. So as you said, it may be a good time to do all of this.
Yeah, certainly as this construction project starts to reach the final phases, it's going to make Fall River much more accessible. An event that's similar to what Fall River Celebrates America was, helps to draw people in from outside of the Fall River community, hopefully shows it off to more people as well. So improved accessibility, getting them here, making it easier for them to get here could go a long way.
And finally, in terms of visibility within the city of Fall River, the City Council had charged the Fall River Corporation Council, Joe Macy, to look at the city's ordinances as it concerns blighted and abandoned buildings and what the city can do to get those either knocked down or taken care of by the property owners or refurbished so the city can get them back on the tax rolls. And Attorney Macy approached the City Council about this this week, and I guess it was sort of a mixed message where there's some good things on the books already that the city can use, but there may be some other opportunities for the city to tighten up its ordinances to help in the effort of dealing with abandoned and blighted buildings.
Yeah, I think, anytime with ordinances, things change, can change pretty frequently from councilors to, as councilors change, the ordinances can change. Some don't realize ordinances that exist.
Right.
So new ones get added on, they can become duplicative, and redundant or unnecessary. So this served as a good opportunity to review those ordinances. Councilor Steve Long has, since he's been on the council, has really been eyeing properties that just sit blighted, boarded up windows. I know there's two in the Corky Road neighborhood that he's especially sort of been reviewing and looking for ways to get those torn down or refurbished. So the review by the Corporation Council, with the help of two interns from the UMass Law School, is going into that process, and it sounds that there will also be a public review process as well, if they input process for people to weigh in on. So there may even be an opportunity to kind of cull some ordinances out of the city that just are not necessary.
All right, sounds good. All right, well, that'll do it for this week. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk again next week.
All right, have a good weekend, Keith.
We'll have more FRC Media News right after this short break.
Here are some positions on the newest hot job list for the week of July 4th through July 11th. Stock Clerk Associate, job number 754-4492. Medical Scribe Assistant, job number 755-0112. Lunch Dinner Cook, job number 753-4792. Logistics Coordinator, job number 753-4688. Hospice Liaison, job number 754-4909. Flex Upscale Security Officer, job number 754-9826. For more information, visit frcmedianews.org or call the Fall River Career Center at 508-730-5000.
Welcome back. As discussed earlier with Will Richmond, Amazon is opening September 21st. FRC Media News covered the press conference held this week by Mayor Correa at Government Center. The mayor stated that 500 fulfillment associate positions must be filled before that time, but management positions are also now available.
There's also affiliated positions through many other companies, as you would imagine, of a facility this size, 1.2 million square feet. There's a lot of maintenance positions that will be available through third-party vendors, security positions, etc. And those can all be accessed through the Fall River Career Center as well. And basically the message today is very simple. If you're interested in anything to do with Amazon and working at Amazon or working for an affiliate of Amazon, you're going to want to reach out to the Fall River Career Center. There have already been 3,500 inquiries over the last several months, or maybe even a year, since January, over 3,500 inquiries to the Career Center specifically for Amazon. 609 people have signed up for this Wednesday session or the following sessions that are coming up. So this is a very exciting time. Our goal is to make sure that every single one of those positions are filled. We want to make sure that all of our citizens are employed. And there are a lot of other great things to come, but today is about Amazon, and we're very excited to have them. I'll leave you with this before I bring up Joe Vienna from the Career Center. Last year at this time, our unemployment rate here in Fall River was 8.3%. It is now down 1 year later to 6.2%. Same exact time. So we're very excited about that, and we're continuing to strive to get closer to the state average of 3.8%. So we're working hard.
Mayor Correa also said that Fall River residents do not get first bids on the current job openings, but did say that was not necessarily a negative.
Yeah, I mean, there's a likelihood that that'll happen, and we're excited about that. We want people to be here in Fall River. We want people working here in the city of Fall River. We want them going out in the city of Fall River to our restaurants, to our shops, and spending time and hopefully buying a home here and living here as well. So absolutely, there's a huge impact. The financial impact to our economy is yet to be seen, but you can imagine that a facility of this size, 1.2 million square feet, with 500 jobs, is a huge economic boost to our city, and we are on the move. That's the message that I want you to leave here with. The city of Fall River is on the move in a positive direction. There's so many great things happening in our community. This is just one of the many great things. We're here specifically to talk about these 500 jobs and how to make sure that we fill them as fast as possible with the best people for Amazon. And again, the message is make sure that if you're interested at all with anything to do with Amazon, that you contact our excellent Career Center. This is the best career center in the entire Commonwealth of Massachusetts. No question about it. They are working tirelessly on this project. They are excellent, and I applaud their efforts.
After the press conference, FRC Media News spoke with the executive director of the Fall River Office of Economic Development, Ken Fiola, who was instrumental in the construction process.
Amazon was a long time in coming.
Yep.
How was the progress today? Like, did it take 3 years? How long did it take?
Actually, just before this press conference, I actually looked back on my email distribution list, and our first contact was in July of 2012. So here we are almost 4 years later, going from initial discussion to actually, what is going to be an opening in the fall of this year. So it's been quite the process, full of its ups and downs. But at the end of the day, we were able to get through all the issues that were presented to us, overcome any obstacles that were in our path, and today we see an investment of over $50 million that's going to accumulate in employment for more than 500 people.
I was going to actually ask, my second question is, what are some of those major roadblocks that you did have to get through?
There were more on because the project started in November of 2015 and it's opening in the fall of 16. The construction schedule was extremely aggressive. You're building 1 million square feet in land that's comprised of 80 plus acres. So getting all the necessary permits that were appropriate for the project together in such a short time frame was probably the biggest and the most challenging aspect of the job.
Again, for more information on the Amazon employment opportunities, call the Fall River Career Center at 508-730-5000 or visit amazon.jobs, then search for Fall River. Summer in the City brings with it free lunch in the park program that was launched earlier this week. Here's Mayor Jazio Correa making the announcement at Kennedy Park.
A great program with a wonderful partnership with Bank 5, Recreation, Durfee High School, and I want to bring up Maria from Bank 5 just to say a few words on how important this program is, and we can't thank them enough for their support. Maria.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Mayor.
you.
Bank 5 is one of the mutual banks that we have here in Fall River, probably the last one that's located here, and it is a pleasure for us to be able to do this. As a community bank, this is what we do. So we're delighted to do it, glad we were given the opportunity, and we wish the Mayor best of luck in all that he does.
Okay, we want to have Grace Gerling, who I've known for a long time, and she's been a wonderful partner for the community and just such a huge part of Recreation. She is Recreation.
Yeah.
And she's done such a tremendous job. I can't tell you how many students, how many kids, including myself, through the various programs that I was a part of. I talked about the sailing program and how a kid in Fall River can learn how to sail right here in the city. And she's done a tremendous job, just an outstanding job, and I want to bring her up to give some more details about the program. Grace.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for the kind words. We're excited to kick off our Summer Lunch in the Park program. This is our 20th year of running the Summer Lunch program, and year after year we expand our locations. This year we're at 9 parks as well as 4 housing developments. Fall River Housing Development has been very gracious to be a partner in our program, as well as Bank 5 over the past few years has donated some funds to enhance the program. This year we're able to hire entertainment. Every week we'll have different entertainment at different locations like Toe Jam Puppet, Marvelous Marvin. We also have Kids on the Block, and we have the Bubble Man, who's going to be coming out to different locations and blowing up these enormous bubbles and interacting with the kids. So we're excited to be providing other things other than doing the regular recreational activities in the park, as well as the arts and crafts and games, and of course our nutritious lunch that is free to kids that are 18 years and younger.
As a follow-up, Recreation Executive Director Grace Gerling, who you just heard there, also spoke about that nutritional value children under 18 receive.
We try to make the lunches nutritious. Like today we have hot dogs, but it's really a turkey dog. The buns that we serve are whole grain. They make a whole grain pizza dough. Every Friday they have fresh pizza. They make them. They come in pizza boxes, just like you'd go out to a pizza place and purchase a large pizza. There's always a fruit, vegetable. Milk is always part of the lunch on a daily basis. And again, if there are questions about the lunch menu, each park, each location has the menu. Kids can ask what's for the next day, and the supervisors can easily give that information out to the kids that are in the park.
If you're seeking more information about the Free Lunch in the Park program, you can call the Greater Fall River Recreation Office at 508-679-0922. We'll have more FRC Media News right after this.
This is Martin. Martin's a 10-year-old Shih Tzu. He very much acts his age. He just kind of likes to hang out and chill. As you can tell, he cares for being up on your lap. He's shaved down right now. Normally he's a little bit longer, but his previous home, it's very well taken care of. So he had some mats, that sort of thing, which we needed to get out of his fur. But he's just a bit of a love bug. He's got these big, beady little eyes that look at you, make you just want to come down to his level and give him some love.
Cats meet Tigger. He's approximately 1 year old. He's declawed. He's a new arrival, so he's a little bit nervous about everything that's going on, but he's a very sweet boy. He was also an owner surrender. He did live with another cat. We're not sure about dogs because that is the reason why they gave up the cats. When they got the new dog, the cats just couldn't take it. So he probably shouldn't be with dogs, but he can tolerate cats just fine. And being young, I think children in the household should be fine as well, because he doesn't seem to mind any touching at all.
Welcome back. While Fall River has private no-kill animal shelters, the city also hosts its own shelter run by Animal Control Officer Cynthia Bernard Kadima.
I look up grant money all the time. Fall River is a very poor city, so I try to get grant money for our city. If I have grant money, it depends on the grant. Some grants are for feral cats, so it's just the free roaming cats that are wild. Some are for low-income people. So we have different types of grants that are running, but we encourage people to call us because we can help you spay or neuter your pet. And in the end, it's less homeless pets that I have to pick up, so it actually helps me. So that's a good thing.
Now, obviously, there are a few animal shelters in the city that I know of, but this is animal control, so you work in conjunction with the police department. So tell us, how do you find the cat Jack and Shadow, and without giving too much detail, because there's sad circumstances where animals may be found. But what is your job in detail?
Animals, like I said before, we respond to every animal complaint. So if you have a cat you think has been abandoned in your neighborhood, we'll go to that. If you have a stray dog, if you have a sick animal, we'll respond to that. Some of the guys walking around here are sick or started out sick, and we were able to nurse them back to health with different grant money. Other ones, just stray animals. A lot of them go up to our shelter in Dartmouth. That's where our shelter is. So the ones that are here are kind of special needs, or they're being held for cases or things. So if they have to be held, they stay here, so that way they don't have to be in a cage. They can just be free.
Which is very nice. And I know we met a nice black cat named Shadow. Tell us about him.
Shadow's awesome. We absolutely love him. He's a 13-year-old cat who had some bad circumstances, but he's good now, and he's happy, and he's looking for his forever home, actually. But it's hard because he's 13, and everybody wants little kittens. Nobody wants an old cat. So Shadow's going to hang tight here until we can find him that special person that loves him.
Yes, and you said that he sleeps a lot and is friendly.
Yeah, he's super, super friendly. He's met my dogs. He's been great with my dogs. He obviously gets along with other cats. There's other cats running around. He's met Luke's kids. He's been fine. So he's a very nice cat. He's just 13, so he's kind of a short-term commitment.
How do you find and shelter these, stray animals and pets?
We have all different types of circumstances. We do have emergencies in the city a lot. Recently we've had 2 buildings condemned where we've had to take pets. People obviously didn't know their building was going to get condemned, so we've had to take the pets out of there. And if they can stay here, we keep them here until the people get back on their feet. Dogs, we don't keep dogs here because we're not here at night, and I just don't think that's fair. So dogs have to go to the shelter. So we give them a time limit with the dogs. But if it's a cat, or we've had bunnies and things, they can stay in the office. We don't care. We like animals here, so they can kind of hang tight. So a lot of that happens. A couple years ago, the mayor was shutting down a bunch of houses, a bunch of really bad houses, I guess, and we had a ton of. We had like 300 goldfish or something. Like, we ended up with like the weirdest situation, but. Animals come from all circumstances. It's, Lucy was abandoned in an apartment, left behind in an apartment. Maybe not on purpose. We don't know the circumstance. We just know she was left there with no food and water, so we took her, So it's just, it could be innocent things. We have a lady that went to the hospital. Her animals were abandoned, but they're not, it's not on purpose. She loved her animals. She just got rushed to the hospital, so it's not.
That'll do it for this edition of FRC Media News. You can catch FRC Media News Thursdays and Friday at 6 p.m. and online 24/7 at frcmedianews.org. For all of us here at FRC Media News, I'm Keith Tebow. Have a great week, and we'll see you again next Thursday.